Alright, welcome to round 2 of the MRL No Assist Championship. I'm your host, Mod Mage, and joining me is Pat.
Hello.
And this track is showing off the track map over 5 kilometers long, 2 DRS zones, so there's plenty of opportunity for overtaking, but the amount of curves in sectors 1 and 3 can also make a vast difference. You definitely want a good balanced setup in order to make sure that your car remains stable. And of course, just getting a nice view of the track. I mean, you can see, especially in Sector 3, how proudly American this circuit is, and I kind of love it. And of course, the overview, the stadium section, is going to be an exciting qualifying. Unfortunately, this preview is a little inaccurate, as the clouds are much more gloomy in comparison. You know, immediately to turn 1, Peter is going to find himself in the lead. Yellow Snowman, though, got a brilliant start, but it looks like the Alfa Romeo's got a little bit held up there. Tilly Williams now going to try and pass his teammate going into turn 3, I think. Yeah, turn 3. Already off to a very hectic start. Yellow Snowman, though, he's on the soft tires. Just a bit of a gamble, but he's trying to maximize it as much as he can. Unfortunately, though, he hasn't gained any spots. For a moment, it seemed like he did, but now he's back down in 4th. Meanwhile, looks like Molly Dragon has got past Benzo Slice. It's up into 13th place. Braver getting past Kicks My Axe, using the soft tires to his advantage. Moo Iron's getting ahead of Bugatti, and JJ is already up to P10. Absolutely incredible! And now he's about to be P9 as he's going to overtake Sako going into the end of the back straight. Is he going to try and send it on Normbach? I don't think he will. He definitely considered it there for a moment.
Oh, Lord. Also, Chili's winning by 1.5 seconds, and it's only lap 1.
Yes, he is on the medium tires, his teammate on the hards, but I would say this plays the team's hands overall, because, I mean, one of these strategies is correct. We'll see which one turns out to be right. Drunken Shamrock is gonna try to make a move on the outside. Peter going deep on the inside to try and cover it. Drunken Shamrock, though, is gonna switch back, and he's gonna immediately make his way into 2nd place. A brilliant move. It looks like that hard tire isn't panning out too well for Peter at the moment. It's now under pressure from Yellow Snowman. You can see he's watching, waiting for an opportunity, and he's definitely going to send it to the next corner. Going on the inside, can the Ferrari get ahead? Braking even later than him. Oh, Peter tried to keep around the outside, and I think it may have just paid off. It looks like he got a bit of better track on the exit, but all of this is allowing Whipples to now join in on the action, making his way in between the 2 Ferrari-powered cars. Can he get ahead of both, potentially? Is he going to send it? No, he's going to back out. Wise move.
There's a bit of lockup from Snowman, and it's going to leave Wiffles with a great opportunity.
And he's going around the outside now. Can he complete the move? It's going to be incredibly close between the 2, but I think Whipples might have it. Peter is going to have an advantage. They almost come together. What incredible racing we're witnessing right now. Whipples, though, unfortunately has to relinquish. Never mind, Peter just completely spun out. Oh! And that is Peter out of the race. Who collided with him?
I think it was Moldy Dragon. I think that's going to be a safety car. It's a VSC.
That's so unfortunate for Moldy Dragon. He had a pretty solid start, but I think he may have suffered some damage. We may not see it, but he could very well have front wing damage. Unfortunately, Epic Wynn's gonna have a problem to deal with, and his name is Anthony Jenkins, already on the heels. J-Jo just behind, trying to overtake his teammate. J-Jo is having a brilliant run right now. Absolutely incredible.
Keep going, J-Jo. You're invincible. They can't get you.
I mean, he certainly thinks he is, as he's about to challenge his teammate for P6. Make that P5 as he's gonna go on the inside of Epic Wins. Unfortunately, he wasn't close enough still. Wow, that was...
Wiffles is a great opportunity.
And he's going around the outside now. Can he complete the move? It's going to be incredibly close between the 2, but I think Whipples might have it. Peter is going to have an advantage. They almost come together. What incredible racing we're witnessing right now. side of Epic wins. Unfortunately, he wasn't close enough. Still, wow, that was incredibly brave of him. But, well, there is a fine line between bravery and foolishness. And, well, that was very close to going over that line.
He had terrible luck earlier today. He was on pole in T2 and got turned at T1.
Yeah, speaking of turn, looks like Moo Iron's got himself turned around, going through the exact same turn that Peter did.
Is that Pagoda?
Oh, this Moldy Dragon. He's going
no, it's Axe.
Bugatti.
It's Axe. Axe went off.
Bugatti. Moldy Dragon is going to put himself ahead of the Alpine up into 13th place. Unfortunately, though, the next car is a little under 9 seconds ahead of him, so he's got quite a bit of a gap to make up.
Yeah.
Wait,
oh,
so
Epic wins!
Epic wins! Oh, that is not an epic win for Epic Wins. He's completely lost at the exact same corner as Peter. We've seen multiple spins here, and I'm afraid that won't be the last.
Oh, JoJo must have, because he caught right back up, and we have a crash. Stormbash.
Oh, the Stormbash going wide, and doesn't look like he has any damage. No, his car is still relatively intact. That is unless, of course, he got underfloor damage, which could very well be possible. Meanwhile, we have JoJo gaining on Anthony. Is he going to find a way past? Yes, he will. He's going to be able to make his way back up into 5th and start hunting after Whipples. Bugatti losing a position to the law, but we already see multiple drivers with penalties. And I think most of it has to do with, looks like corner cutting and track limits for Balam. Stocko has retired from the session, and I think he's done so in the pits. Yep. So that's going to be no safety car or anything of that matter. But
no, it'll be a red flag. What you mean?
Oh, this Moldy Dragon spinning out, and that's unfortunate. It's a lot of time lost. Meanwhile, Balam is going to try and make it back. Meanwhile, the two Mercedes are continuing to duke it out. JoJo remaining ahead while trying to gain on Whipples, but him having to fight his teammates holding him back. But looks like Anthony James is another battle to deal with. Gary is trying to send it on the Mercedes and find a way through. And now, because of all this battling, Benzo is also joining up behind. You can see Gary really starting to gain on the two Mercedes now. JoJo having a little bit of a moment going off the track. We have 3 drivers going 3 wide into the next turn. They take each other out. All 3 are out of the race.
That's going to be a safety car.
What just happened there?
They are in the wall. That is a full safety car. They are fully in the wall as I'm looking at Anthony's.
Is miraculously still intact, but I guarantee he has severe damage. What happened there?
I have no idea. But I mean, this is saving everyone in the back, especially if your name is Kiss My Axe. You're 22 seconds off the car ahead.
Yeah, what I think may have happened was the Mercedes that was on the left thought only the Haas was next to him and not his teammate. And so turned right, and all 3 of them just ended up colliding, going to the wall. Bugatti gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Well, you forgot to check your... Oh, they're pitting. They're pitting up front.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Now, the same can't be said for Moldy Dragon, and he's right alongside Freebird, now putting himself ahead of the Red Bull up into 9th place. At least with think that, because Freebird is still in on this fight, as he actually backs out. Never mind. Well, that's mildly disappointing. And speaking of disappointing, Moose Irons had a disappointing spin there. He's all the way down into P13.
Yeah, he's not in the greatest spot right now. We'll see what he can do from there. But looks like Drunken might get a move done here.
Absolutely sending it. He's alongside the Alfa Romeo. Can he outbrake him going into the next corner? Yes, he can. He's now into the lead. But Chili, he's trying to potentially fight back. Unfortunately, he just didn't have it in that corner and has to back out. Yeah, Moldy Dragon is in a potential danger zone, I guess you could say, because he's got now 4 or 5 drivers behind. Moo Midnight, meanwhile, overtakes Moo Irons, and while you can see why, it looks like he spun out again.
Yep, Irons going from good to bad, back to good, back to bad again, and Drunken goes fastest.
But Chili Willie's going to go for it. He's going to try and retake the lead going into turn 1, but he's going to be struggling on exit, allowing Drunken Shamrock to make a switch back. Can he find himself ahead by the time he gets to the exit, or are they going to continue fighting side by side? Drunken Shamrock gets a time penalty, and now
he's well off the track.
Field. Yeah, he had to completely slow down and back out. Did that give him another penalty? No, it didn't. So they're still on an even playing field, and now Chili Willy has every reason to continue fighting. However, as they're continuing to fight, it's allowing Whipples to slowly but surely close the gap, with Yellow Snowman chasing not too far behind even. Yeah, Chili Willy's crossing the line now, and he's gonna be maintaining his lead, but he didn't make the fast getaway.
Epic's out!
Well, that was over real quick. Epic wins is unfortunately out of the race. Did he just completely lose it, or did he
Yes, he spun.
Oh, that's incredibly unfortunate. Meanwhile, we have plenty of action going on here. Moldy Dragon is trying to find his way around the outside of Whipples. Can he put himself into P5? Yes, he does. A brilliant move as Freebird completely loses it and spins out. So, unfortunately, simply due to the strategy he's on, will be out as he hasn't yet hit. He needs to. But you can see Drunken Shamrock already finding himself ahead, and now he's going to try and gain on Chili and Yellow. So, this is going to be interesting. Benzo is going to have to do his best to try and defend. Unfortunately, I think that tire difference is going to prove to be his worst enemy. Speaking of, Moldy Dragon manages to put himself around the outside. They're both getting back. Yeah, brilliant brave overtakes from the both of them. Benzo is unfortunately now down to P6. And, well, he's inevitably going to have to pit. But Moldy Dragon goes wide, allowing Whipples to find a way through. But still, Moldy Dragon is still in this fight. He's going to use plenty of ERS. He's going to go which way, inside or outside? Looks like he couldn't decide there. And he's not going to be able to find a way past. Drunken Shamrock, though, gets past Yellow Snowman and up into P2. Now, there's only one car between him and the lead, and his name is Chili Willy. But maybe not for long. Drunken Shamrock is trying to find a way past, but simply can't do it at the moment. But it's fine. That patience is going to pay off for Drunken Shamrock now. He's got plenty of pace to go alongside the Alfa Romeo. Going to turn 1, can Drunken Shamrock take the lead of the race? Unfortunately, I don't think he's got the pace on the exit. Chili Willy has managed to get the better of him for the time being, but you can see Drunken Shamrock nearly touching his rear left wheel. That was a bit of a moment, to put it mildly. You can see Yellow Snowman also keeping him just behind.
I also am enjoying that the top 4 and maybe even top 5 Moldy can close. Oh, Drunken just took the lead for a moment.
Almost, but unfortunately not close enough. But he could potentially make the move as long as he continues to remain alongside. And it looks like he managed to do so. Chili Willy, though, is going to switch back on him, but struggles a bit on the exit, and Drunken Shamrock finally takes hold of the lead. Now, it's up to him to make a strong enough getaway, so then he manages to get that 3-second gap to Whipples. Whipples, though, again, unless he remains in range, could get a potential victory. Oh yeah, and I mean, you can see.
So this could be everyone's boxing right now. It's already looking slick out there.
Oh yeah, but Midnight is certainly looking slick, overtaking Benzo and taking 6th place. His teammate, though, is currently holding on to the lead, but you can see Whipples is just behind and potentially trying to make a move on the Ferrari. But he still has to remain behind, but you can see that gap starting to build, and I think you are right. I think every single one of them are going to go in for inters this very lap. But I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 maybe gamble and try to stay out for 1 lap. Drunken Shamrock is certainly going to do that. Chili, Yellow Snowman, though, is going to elect to go in. Whipples elects to stay out as well.
He might have gone the power bit too quick and just spun past that line.
Meanwhile, Benzo taking advantage of the enters overtakes the Lum. Benzo could be in a great spot to get a very good result.
Yellow Snowman has gained 5 seconds on Norm Bash's teammate this lap.
Drunken Shamrock, Chili, Whipples, and Moldy Dragon. And wait, okay. I thought the Midnight was staying out. Let's hope he goes in. He is going into the pits. Norm Bash will be the last driver on slicks, and he is going to follow suit. Well, actually, Balam's going in as well. Drunken Shamrock is going to be able to come out. Will he be ahead or behind Yellow Snowman? This is going to be close, but I think Yellow Snowman is going to find himself ahead.
Oh!
Maybe not.
This is going to be very close. He's going to be on better tires, though. They're going to have grip.
Oh, looks like Drunken Shamrock is remaining ahead, but Yellow Snowman is trying to contend. He has to remain behind for now, though. Oh, that gamble narrowly paid off for Drunken Shamrock, but unfortunately not for the others. Chili Willy has gotten another time penalty. That's 6 seconds. Whipples has gotten a time penalty.
Drunken!
He's got another time penalty. The penalty is stacking up now in the wet weather.
I hope for his sake that he disqualified from too many penalties.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Is that Benzo? Oh, no.
It is.
Oh, that's completely ruined him. That is the one that keeps up with Midnight. Then he can still get P6, but still, that moment has cost him a position. And Norbash is starting to gain on him.
Midnight spun.
Oh, and well, it looks like Benzo now finds himself ahead, but this huge moment is going to cost him not 1, but 2 positions as Norbash is going to try and find a way through. But he went really by himself there. I think he might have enough of an advantage here. Never mind, he lost it.
Let's see, as we are on the final lap. Drunken looks like he's got no issues. It's going to bring it on home, hopefully, without damage.
Yeah, but we haven't seen a lot up ahead, though. I don't think Shamrock is going to make a mistake like that. Rounding these final few corners, getting ready to cross the line. It was an intense race for him. He had to contend with Yellowstone and Chili Willy, but ultimately, he was the one to come on top despite a 9-second penalty. Drunken Shamrock is going to win the U.S. Grand Prix.
In quite a fashion, indeed.
Oh yeah, just a lot of confidence in the rain, and that has really paid off for him. Chili Willy is going to be able to hold on to 3rd place. Yellow Snowman taking the 6th out of the podium. Whipple's still taking a solid 4th place, but you can see just about a second off. Molly Dragon, meanwhile, put in an impressive performance to take 5th place here.
Yep.
And then we have the only driver race to not get a single penalty whatsoever. Benzo is going to be able to take a solid P6. Midnight just suddenly has a big moment just before he crosses the line. He's going to be able to take 7. And then we have... Well, actually, hang on. Freebird is struggling a whole lot. Could Kiss My Axe actually gain enough time? He needs a lot of seconds, though. Unless Freebird has a massive moment here near the end. Then... Kiss My Axe. Oh! Kiss My Axe nearly had a big moment himself. Seeing these last few drivers cross the line, looks like Palam will be able to take P9. Kiss My Axe. P10. Well, that is until the penalties hit. Well, then that's an additional penalty for an unserved penalty. Kiss My Axe is definitely going to be out of the point. Freebird will be able to finish in P10.
Barely. He almost was without it.
Yeah. Still, that was a brilliant race. Unfortunately, did quiet down the wet, but up until that point, we saw battles throughout. Molly Dragon taking a well-earned driver of the day.
Good evening! It's Sunday night. And that means it's MRL night. Moose Racing League. And tonight, with me, Andy Ragequit, it's Tier 2. It's round 3, and we are heading to Hungary to race around a rather delicious track that has very few opportunities for overtaking. However, there are some technical areas of the track which will allow people to make moves based on other people's mistakes. We've seen some glorious racing in the first 2 rounds of MRL in Tier 2 with our championship leader Andy. Back-to-back wins in that clearly overpowered Mercedes car. So, what we shall do is understand a little bit more before we get into racing. We've got plenty of time. We've got 10 minutes yet till the race kind of kicks off, until we move into that short qualification session. What we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at where we're racing tonight. There it is, the beautiful scenery. From that angle, it looks like there isn't a great deal of elevation in the track. That's the scenic camera of our beautiful Magyar Nagyjigi Formula 1 Aramco. Essentially, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix. That's what it is. That's where we are tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are, after the first 2 weeks of racing. have a quick look then. Let's have a quick look at the track. Here it is. So, we have got 4.3 kilometers of racing, 2.738 miles, only 14 turns with 2 DRS zones, both very close next to each other. The first DRS zone on the straightaway there is the best opportunity that people have for overtaking into turn 1. Turn 2, there's not a great deal of overtaking to be had there in that first sector, in that second DRS zone. The rest of the track, essentially the drivers have just got to keep their heads, keep their cool, and make sure that they have enough in their locker to ensure that they stay close enough to have a go down that home straight. We've seen some crazy racing so far this evening in tiers 5, 4, and 3. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see some glorious racing again tonight in Tier 2, as we have done the last 2 weeks. Can anybody stop the Mercedes of Andy? That is the big question. The race tonight, I don't think it's too far from starting. We've only got 9 drivers in at the present moment in time, which I guess gives me an opportunity to go into this evening's race notes. So, it's the first time we've raced here since July the 31st, when the game was only just out. And we all know what happened as we moved into August with the update. So it's the first time we've raced here in nearly a full cycle of game. The last time we did race here in Tier 2, the race took 58 minutes. There were problems with the weather, so it took 58 minutes for that race to conclude. Fake Mano, by the way, is the only reserve driver in all of Moose Racing League to be in top 3 of a tier. And looking at the drivers to watch tonight, you've got to put Andy at the top of that list, of course. You've got to put Andy at the top of the list. Our championship leader. And then we've got Fake Mano and Chili Willy. Those are the top 3 drivers to watch this evening, as predicted by the MRL media team. Now, we have been wrong before, and we may be wrong again. Who knows? Anyway, let me give you a little inkling as to what the standings look like. That would be a good idea. Okay, right, here's your standings then. So, from a constructor's perspective, Mercedes top the list with Joldstra and Andy. We've then got Alfa Romeo in second place with Lansharky and Echo. J-Joe and Akalia in the Aston Martin team in P3, with Williams, Chili William and Moo Irons in P4. The Red Bull team of Kermit and Sacco are in P5. They're on 23 points. With Alpha Tauri, with Com45 and City of R in P6. Haas with MB Jacobson and AWFK in P7. Ferrari in P10 with Maud and JBTC. Then it's B. Coles and Atmos in the McLaren in 9. And bringing up the rear, it's the glorious duo of Semtex and Gibbsy in the Alpine with just the 3 points so far this season. Can they make a move? Can they bring that Alpine team back up to a glorious position? You're here tonight to find out. You're here tonight to find out. And you're here with me. I hope we have a good race. I'm looking for something clean. And I'm not entirely sure how much weather we've had tonight in Hungary. I don't know whether we've had any rain in any of the races. I didn't see enough of my race to find out if there was going to be any weather or not. I'd packed my bags and I was off back down the road again on lap 1, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So what's the plan then this evening? What do we think? What's the consensus in the viewership this evening? Do we feel that the Mercedes dominance is going to continue? Is Andy going to get his foot down? Or is Jordster going to help his teammate out a little bit more by getting further up the standings and into more of a point-scoring situation? Bear with me. I'm a little bit thirsty, and I've got to make sure that I'm hydrated for lots of talking for the next hour and a half. So it is important. Mr. Dutchman, I'm very well, sir. How the devil are you? How did your race go? I've been getting ready for the commentary for Tier 2. I didn't get to catch too much of the Tier 3 race. Hope you're doing very well, my sir. We've now got 19 drivers in the lobby. We've got 20 drivers in the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. We are moments away from that short qualifying session. Should we have a quick look at who is in the cars this evening? I think that would be a good place for us to start, don't you? Very good. Small disappointment at the end, but still a very good result. Good. Glad to hear it, mate. Glad to hear it. So, this evening then, we've readied up. We're ready to rock and roll. So it's Maud in the Ferrari with Semtex in the Alpine. The two Williams of Iron Boogs and Chili Willy. It's the second Alpine of Gibbsy, as we said before. That glorious duo, Gibbsy and Semtex. It's AK in the Aston Martin with Com in the AlphaTauri. The Ferrari of JBTC, the championship leader. It's Andy in the Mercedes. Ketchen 91 in the Haas with Lance Sharkey following soon after in the Alfa Romeo. The second Haas of MB Jacobson. AlphaTauri's City of R. With Echo CFC also frequenting an Alfa Romeo. Kermit Attacks in the Red Bull. Let's go Red Bull. No bias here, of course, but let's go Red Bull. Jordster in the second Mercedes with the McLaren of Atmos. Don't 13 Link 5900. That's a new name I've not seen before in the McLaren with Aston Martin's J-Joe, Mr. Saturday himself. It's the Red Bull of Fake Mano and some guy spectating and therefore commentating. Don't think I've seen the guy in the second McLaren before. The counter was on. It stopped. So I'm just wondering if... Ward's just said, let's go. Yeah, we are. We're off. We're doing it. We're going. We're doing it. Guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. Dutchy, I've not got much of a scene set up for a co-coms. Maybe next week, buddy. Actually, I'm not here next week. Make sure if you're interested in being part of the commentary team, Dutchy, that you give Punju your interest. Telling me at like 11:30 is just a tad little bit late, my friend. Because we need to get stuff set up for different scenes. But I appreciate the offer, my friend. Here we go then. 18 minutes of short qualifying is approaching. You have? Okay, cool. The good news is I've got a couple. If you're here next week, maybe you and Days Freak could step in for the Tier 2 commentary. Because I'm playing a memorial game of cricket next week for a friend who took his life last year. So I'm not going to be here next week, which is very sad, but it's something I've got to do because it's important that we get together as a group of friends, celebrate his life again. Anyway, who else is in the chat? I can see there's plenty of people here. Let me know you're here. Give me a virtual wave. Say hi. Why the devil not? Right then. Oh, it looks quite bright. Don't need a tyre. It's looking quite bright and sunny here in Hungary at the moment. We tend to see if there's any kind of delays with the weather, if it takes a little bit longer for people to come out of the pits. as they try and second guess themselves if there's a dry qualification and a wet race. All dry, says City of R. Let's go. Things I love to hear. Things I love to hear. Although, do I like a little bit of rain? That's the question. I'm not sure. Would I prefer it if there was a little bit of rain? Would it make it more exciting? I don't know. I can hear a car. I can hear a couple of cars. There's cars. We've got Gibbsy and Semtex on their way out. I'm sure of it. Yes. Semtex is the first car out on track. Virtual Mexican wave, says Dutchman. Thank you for the Mexican wave, sir. I appreciate that. So then, here we go. We are at the Hungaroring. It is the Hungarian Grand Prix. This is Tier 2. It's MRL. That's Moose Racing League. It's Sunday, because Sunday is MRL day. We all know that. Now, this track is a little bit tricky. Sector 1 is pretty straightforward. You've got a couple of turns there. But then when you get into Sector 2, this is where it gets a little bit more technical. This is where mistakes can be made. As a matter of fact, where Semtex is right now is where you see quite a few casualties when it comes to spinning. It depends what your downforce setups are. I'll be looking for my defending the A. No worries, Dutchie. See you in a little while. Yeah, so Sector 2 is the tricky part of this track. Sector 3, there are a couple of slow corners, of course. But again, Sectors 1 and 3 are pretty straightforward, if you ask me. It's Sector 2 where mistakes get made. Let's jump on board then. Semtex comes round the final corner. 4th, 5th, DRS wing wide open. Here we go for the first hot lap of Tier 2. Down to the first corner we go. Doesn't go on the outside curb. Doesn't clip the apex either. Catches the curb on the left-hand side as he comes out. DRS wing wide open again. Down to only 4th gear. Now, this is the part in Sector 1 that can catch you out. Well, it's actually the start of Sector 2. So, he goes down to 6th. Just about manages to keep it legal, which is great. Now, I'm expecting the medium to low 16s in Tier 2. For pole. Looking pretty good so far from Semtex as his banker lap. This looks pretty good. We've still got yellow flags. Around that final turn, then 3rd into 4th, up into 5th. Then what's he going to drop down to? He only drops down to 4th, so he still maintains quite a high rev there in 4th. Little wiggle as he comes out. But the first time on the board is a 16.5. There we go then. Maybe. 16.7. Sorry, 16.7 from Iron Boogs and a 17 flat from Gibbsy. Okay. Right, then we've got McLaren about to cross the line. $17.1 for Com45. A whole host of cars about to cross the line now. Let's keep up with them just to see where we're going. So City of R 16.5. Ketchin 17.7. Maud sets his banker at 18.5. Chili Willy with a 16.8. Oh, AK's on a warm-up. We've got, is it Andy next? No, it must be Jordster. Here comes Jordster then. Hunju says, come on, McLaren, let's go! Jordster with a 17.1. There's a Ferrari. And it's JBTC with a 16.8. Here comes Andy then, the championship leader. Round the final corner. 5th gear. DRS wide open. DRS down to 14%. Andy goes fastest with a 16.4. The McLaren of Atmos into P6 with a 16.7. Ducati, good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well. But it's J-Joe, Mr. Saturday himself, with a 16.3 who goes fastest. into the pits then. Fake Man's on an outlap. We've got a Haas. Must be MB Jacobson. It is MB Jacobson. He's gone 11th fastest. Can't keep up with these cars. So it's J-Joe out in provisional pole at the moment with Andy on the front row. Semtex with the 16.5 and Kermit Attacks P4 will stay on board with Don't 13 Link 5900, which is not the easiest name I've ever had to say in commentary. M1 Nico did that on mediums. Good grief. He did do that on mediums. That's frightening. I didn't bother with the tyres. That is pretty frightening. Well spotted, Nico. So let's see what this McLaren can do then. It might be... Punji, correct me if I'm wrong. Was this a reserve driver of yours? Interesting to see the gears these guys use in Tier 2 versus some of the guys in Tier 4 that I was racing in earlier on. Yes, he is. Okay, lovely. Well, he's got a purple Sector 2. That's a fact. Fourth. Now, I go around that corner in second, so it's interesting to see how the difference in these driver styles in Tier 2 versus Tier 4 and certainly 3. This is a quick time, by the way. This is a quick time. That is a 16-1. That is a 10th.5 quicker than J-Joe. Wow. Here comes Fake Mano. Fake Mano sets a 16.3 to go second fastest. Strong showing from Fake Mano. An outlap for AK. We've got, is it Com45? Here comes Com45 then. Yeah, Punji, that was some lap, my friend. A tiny little bit deep from Com. He's actually just setting himself up. Semtex has left the session, so I'm just going to try and invite Semtex back in 1 second. So the second of our... No, that's Don't coming back in. This is going to be very difficult to commentate with a name like that. I'm going to have to come up with my own little... What's his name going to be? And it's Don't, currently on provisional pole. With Fake Mano in P2, J-Joe P3. Andy the championship leader P4. Yellow flag in Sector 3. Cars slowing down. Is then Semtex in P5, followed by the Red Bull of Kermit Attacks in P6. Strong showing from Red Bull tonight so far. Tom is 2/10 up. He's looking to get himself somewhere near the top 10 if he has a strong third sector. We'll jump on with J-Joe in a moment because he's now got the soft tyres on. P8. Yeah, P8 for Com45. Right, let's jump on board with J-Joe. So he set his quickest lap of a 16.3 on a set of mediums. Don't blink. Don't blink, says Xylo. Yes, it is Don't Blink. And it's J-Joe. Mr. Saturday himself has thrown it into the barrier. He's got to get out of the way because there's a McLaren on its way round. He's lost his front wing. He's going to have to go all the way around. He's got plenty of time left in the session to go in, get a new front wing, and get himself sorted out. Right then, let's see if we can find a car. Here comes Kermit Attacks then in the Red Bull. I don't know who that is in front of me in an Alpha Tauri. Maybe City of Com? I don't know. And it's now Kermit Attacks with a 16 flat to take provisional pole. Still 8 minutes left in this session. Good grief. Who would have thought it? An Alfa Romeo perhaps coming round. Alfa Romeo's going into the pits. Gibbsy in the Alpine then. Let's see what Gibbsy's going to throw down. He's got 17 flat at the moment. Going to go quicker. It's a 16.4 for Gibbsy to go P5. So, at present, evening Jordan, how you doing? So, at present then, we've got Kermit Attacks on provisional pole. We've then got Don't Blink in P2 with a 16.1. Fake Mano, 16.3 in the second of our Red Bulls. It's J-Joe in P4 with a 16.3 after that crash to remove his front wing. Gibbsy in P5. Championship leader, P6. He's just starting a fresh lap. We'll keep on board with him. It's Chili Willy in P8 with Semtex in P9. City of R P10, Com45 P11. P12 is Moo Irons with 13th being taken up by the McLaren of Atmos. Almost 1/10 up for Andy. He's going to have to find a little bit more time in this middle sector to get up and challenge for that provisional pole. What can he do? Got JBTC in the Ferrari in P11 with City of R Alpha Tauri P12. P13 is Com45. 3/10 up now is Andy. That's a great sector 2 from Andy in the Mercedes. He's looking at the minute, he's looking to be around about P2. Can he have a great third sector and put himself on provisional? He can, you know. This is quick. This is quick. No! It's only P2 by 700ths. Don't blink and don't stink. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got a mid-15 in the social, says Jordan. Hey, don't worry, Jordan. It was my fault. I've had a quick look back at it, and it was completely and utterly my fault. I got too deep into the corner, and I tapped Pete, which spammed me, and then your boy Kiss My Axe couldn't miss me. Just drove into me, and that was all my fault. Bops, I'm telling you, these guys are quick. I thought we were going to get in the 15s then with Andy. Did think we were going to get in the 15s. Right, we've got McLaren coming round. Is that... No, it's not. Don't blink. Atmos is going into the pits. Irons is going into the pits. The Ferrari's gone round. We've got Fake Mano again. Here comes Fake Mano. Fake Mano's a 10th up. So Fake Mano's looking to get himself into P3. No, he's dipped into the pits. He'd invalidated. Whose is the Mercedes then? No. Where's... No, that's Andy coming back in. We've got an Alpha Tauri. Com45. Com45 is setting himself up for a fresh lap. We've got a Ferrari coming into the pits. And then we've got... Looks like Semtex. Yes, Semtex is going to be the next car across the line. What's he looking like so far? So slow around here. We're going to go back to tier 2. Can't do it, mate. Here's the Speedy Goose. Come on then, Semtex. What have you got in your locker, my friend? It's a 16.4. Takes just less than a 10th off. It does move up into P8. Here comes... Looks like it's going to be AK. Yeah, here comes AK then. Into the final throwings of Sector 3. The penultimate turn seemed to be taken quite well. He's gone very deep, though. Very deep into the final turn. Does that mean he gets more speed? I don't know. We'll go around and find out. Then again, this lap time is 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So he's just beginning to set himself up for another lap. Here comes McLaren. I think that was Don't Blink just setting himself up. Yes, it was. Alpha Tauri Lansharky. Setting himself up. Holmes is setting himself up as well. From all the shenanigans, I've only just realised that your boy Maud is out. Grief. Braden Axe says, no, stay in tier 1 with me. Good evening, Seb Senna. Oh, it does. You're absolutely spot on. Thank you very much, sir. What we'll do is we'll go like that. Thank you. An easy fix, but I absolutely appreciate you, Senna. Well spotted, sir. Can't get the staff these days, you know. Can't get the streamers. Here we go, then. It's Com45. He's out a hot lap. Let's see what he can throw together. What's this Sector 2 time going to tell us then? Oh, I thought he was going to get a bit out of shape then. Less than a 10th up. That won't move him anywhere at the moment. He needs to have a big Sector 3 to get himself into the mix. He's gone quite deep, I feel, on the penultimate corner. Here we go then, on the final turn. In 4th gear, up in a 5th. DRS wide open, and it's a 16.8. He was slower. Lost time in Sector 3. Grief. Right then, what have we got? We got another. It's City of R. City of R's 2/10 up City of R. What's he going to throw down? Moves himself up into P4. What a good lap that is from City of R. Right then, who's next? We've got a Haas. Is it MB Jacobson? It is MB Jacobson. He's just set himself up, is he? Just set himself up for a new lap. Into the pits. Here's Moo Irons then. He's setting himself up for a lap. We've got McLaren coming into the pits. Here's Chili Willy. He's invalidated. We've got a Red Bull. Kermit attacks on an out lap, or is it Fake Mano going across the line? It's Fake Mano just set himself up for a lap. We've got a Mercedes. Jordster's in the pits. It must be somebody else. Andy. Let's stay on board with our championship leader, shall we? Find it really rude how you left me in the wet, says Jordan to punch you. No comments there, I'm afraid. Here we go then. Championship leader. Nothing short of a revelation so far, Andy. In Tier 2. With back-to-back races, he's going for the 3P as he sets a purple Sector 2. That's qualification over. So this is it. Oh my word. That was very close. Oh my God. I'm not entirely sure who that was. That was a Ferrari. That could have been absolute chaos. Looks like it was JB. So as it stands, it's Kermit in pole. Andy on the front row, 700th behind him. What can he do in the last few corners? Can he make the time up? Can he put himself on pole? Let's have a quick look. The final corner. And he does not. He's only 400s quicker. Kermit attacks. That's Kermit done. City of R. City of R is going to be the only person now possibly can catch him. We do have some other drivers further on down the grid, but we're going to keep our eye on here on City of R. Oh, so it rained in Tier 3. Iron Boog's happy with himself in P14. Or not, as the case may be. J-Joe, Mr. Saturday himself, puts in a 15.7 to take provisional pole. What can City of R produce? It's not going to be good enough for pole. It's not going to be good enough for pole. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is qualification for the 3rd race in a row. The Aston Martin of J-Joe is on pole position, 3/10 quicker than the Red Bull of Kermit Attacks in P2. The second row is Mercedes and the championship leader Andy in P3 with Don't Blink in the McLaren in P4. What a lap that was from J-Joe, by the way, guys. What a lap. So it looks like Punju won in Tier 3 in the rain. Was it intermediate rain or was it full wet, Punju? Well, that's the kind of stuff I need to know. Those are the things I need to know, Punju. Those are the things I need to know. Was it full wet or was it just a little bit of drizzle. Anyway, here we go then. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, there will not be a formation lap. There will not be a formation lap. Inters with 12 laps to go or so. Okay, I see. Right then, so we're not going to get an opportunity to run through the order as we have a formation lap. Or as we don't have a formation lap, should I say. So we're going to have to go and fly by the seat of our pants and see where we are. It would be nice now if the game gave us kind of like a grid run through. That would be good. As it stands, the guys are going to be in the pits adjusting their race strategy. I'm led to believe with the live weather report straight from Hungary that it is going to be a fully dry race. It looks very bright and sunny. There aren't many people sat out on the balcony. I'm a little bit disappointed in the paddock club this evening. There's nobody out there cheering on these drivers as they get ready to head out. And the pit crew are in a strange formation, it has to be said. Rain came at the perfect time for Jordan. 70%. Good grief. I'm assuming, Jordan, you knew that the rain was on the way and therefore you stuck it out on those mediums. Because that, 35 lap race. So you did, 22, 23 laps on the mediums? Never seen them. No, I didn't. I haven't seen them do that. I haven't seen them stand next to each other like that before. I mean, you'd think they'd at least give each other a hug. That would be the bare minimum. If that was my pit crew, it'd be about giving each other hugs. But potentially changing tyres quickly. So 23 laps on a set of mediums is good going, Jordan, I've got to say. I would have thought those had been going off from like lap 16 onwards, 17 onwards perhaps. Because I think if you go the hard medium strategy, it tells you the hards will last like 19 laps. Here we go then. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's tier 2 showtime for MRL on Sunday night. And it's tier 2. And the Red Bull of Kermit Attacks gets a lightning start into P1. But can the traction of J-Jo make it back around into turn 2 and 3? J-Jo claims P1 back from Kermit. Don't know what's happening in the back of the field. We've got some places changing hands. But J-Jo claims P1 back off Kermit Attacks. Looks like we've got to have two McLarens very close to each other in Don't Blink and Atmos. We may well have had a yellow flag, and it's Moo Irons out in the gravel, it looks like. Imagine not having any of the information up that we need. What a start then from J-Jo. Kermit Attacks got up alongside him. J-Jo got up, Kermit Attacks got up alongside J-Jo, took turn 1, but J-Jo's traction coming into turn 2 and 3 was superior. Got some positions changing hands there between a McLaren and a Gibbsy, I believe. It was Atmos and Gibbsy exchanging positions there further on the field. Weren't losing as much time as you thought. Okay. Welcome in then, everybody. Hope you're having a most magnificent start to your week. Fake Mano then. Fake Mano is next to City of R. That's close. Tiny little bit of contact perhaps. Might have compromised City of R as we come round. No, he's still got Fake Mano for company. Fake Mano goes down the inside and makes the move. They're still side by side. But Fake Mano gets through in the end up into P5. J-Jo has checked out. He is 1.4 seconds down the road from Kermit Attacks. It's Andy in the Mercedes in P3 with MB Jacobson up to P4 in the Haas. Fake Mano, as we said, in P5. Yellow flags in Sector 2. We've got Gibbsy. Gibbsy's round in Sector 2. He's going to have to wait till all the cars have got past him. And don't blink in that McLaren. He's round as well, all the way down into P20 potentially. Yes, don't blink. The reserve driver for the McLaren team, who'd done so well in qualifying, all the way down to P20. J-Joe then, in P1, lap 3 of 35, sets the fastest lap of the race with a 19.3. 1.5 seconds in front of Kermit Attacks, who's then 1.3 seconds in front of Andy. We all know Andy's got longevity and pace. Pace race. One or the other. He's got a bit of pace in a race. Into the pits goes Echo then. Damage for him, perhaps. So let's have a look at one of the closest battles on track at the minute then. So P4, we've got MP Jacobson in the Haas, closely followed by Fake Mano. We've then got, not too far behind, we've got City Var and Chili Willy, but this is where it's at in terms of on track at the moment. We've got battle for Com45, Atmos and Jaws a bit further down. Then there's a couple of skirmishes happening further on down the field. 38 ERS. Yeah, Fake Mano, he's been pushing hard. So the Heart of MP Jacobson then, can he hold off? Can he hold off? He's actually got back into DRS range of Andy as well. Maybe Andy made a little bit of a mistake there. Andy's going to be looking behind him now, is he? As well as in front. So lap 4 of 35 is J-Joe in the Aston Martin, followed by Kermit Attacks, Andy in the Mercedes, MB Jacobson, Fake Mano in the second Red Bull, City Var in the AlphaTauri, Chili Willy in that Williams, with Atmos in the McLaren, followed by Com45, the second of the AlphaTauris. It's Jordster in the Mercedes, followed by JBTC in the Ferrari, closely followed by his teammate Maud, who's got AK for company as we move up to that tricky little left-hander, which where you can get track limit penalties. So Maud is fighting hard here. Is he going to be able to maintain this position through the tricky second sector? A little bit of a train forming then. So it's Maud, AK, Ketchen and Semtex. 4 cars all in a train. We've also got Lansharky not too far behind me, so I'm going a little bit wide there. Very close though now, having a little look is AK. Patience is the key in this part of the track. Moves taken in sectors 2 and the back end of sector 3 can be terminal. Here we go then, down the straight, beautiful camera angle, Maud. AK, Ketchen, Semtex. Are we going to see AK make a move? He dips to the inside. Is he going to make a move to the inside? He is. We've also got Ketchen and Semtex getting closer. And Maud gets a bit squirrely. That's going to allow Semtex and Ketchen perhaps to catch him. Too wide in Ketchen and Semtex. Gone into turn 2. Can they keep it all the way through there to get into turn 3 and 4? All the while, Lansharky and Iron Boogs are catching up with them as well. And he's DC'd. Let's see if we can catch him back. I can't, mate. I can't invite him back. I can't invite Andy back. I don't have him on PC, mate. My menus are broken. It's the game's fault. I've got more than 120 friends in my friends list, therefore I can't catch anybody. Are we going to see a Haas making a move? Get back up the front. So Andy's DC, that has cost him a lot of time. It may well have cost City of R as well. I saw City of R in a bit of a tangle with him. So Fake Mano, this is the only racing we've got going on in the top 6 at the minute. Top 7 maybe, is Fake Mano. 7/10 behind MB Jacobson. Kermit attacks. And MB Jacobson. Lonely races for them at the minute. J-Joe out in front. But we've seen J-Joe out in front a lot of times so far this season. We're only 2 and a bit races in. J-Joe has led. Certainly from the start line. Yellow flags. It's Echo CFC that's DNF'd in the pits. He's given up. He's given up the ghost. I can't understand why he's given up the ghost so early on lap 7 of 35. Atmos now has got Com45 and Georgester for company. Are we going to see some late action? Here we are. We are a little bit deep there from Atmos. Com decides to back out. It's 1/10 though, as we lead up to this very quick left-hander. All the while, Atmos and Com have been fighting. George just pulled up to the back of them now. He's put 3.2 seconds himself and JBTC. Fake Mano still 6/10 off the back of MB Jacobson there. P4 fighting for that podium spot, the final podium. We're going to stay on board slightly here with Com and Georgester as they try and chase down Atmos on this straight. Looks like they might be a little bit too far behind. Gaps are a tiny little bit too big. Iron Boogs. Is Iron Boogs going to try and make a move on Maud? No. Defending Maud, burning through that ERS like nobody's business. He's on the back of Land Sharky 3/10. He's got Moo Irons for company. He's got Ketchen, Don't Blink, and Gibbsy behind. This is a nice little interesting battle as we get towards the guys that are fighting for the final points places. What we say then, guys? We're 8 laps in, or we're on lap 8 of 35. What are your predictions so far? Can J-Joe rid himself of this Mr. Saturday tag and put together 35 laps? After starting on pole, JB picks up the first of our penalties. He's picked 3 seconds up. He's sat currently in P9, 2.4 seconds in front of AK in the Aston Martin. That might be a warning for Maud, as Moo Irons is closing in. And by the way, Ketchen and Don't Blink are so close. The Gibbsy Mobile isn't too far behind either. I think we'll stay on board as we go around the final corner. Let's see if anybody can make a move. Looks like good traction from Irons. DRS wide open. He's going to make a move on that inside. Is he? Yes, he is. Gets the job done. Don't Blink now in P15 as well. All the while in that top 4, Fake Mano still half a second off the back of MB Jacobson. The gap between Kermit Attacks and J-Joe, P1 to P2, is still in the mid 3 seconds. This is where some of the skirmishing's happening. We've got Com45 as well, by the way, now. Seems to be closing in on the back of Atmos still. Georgester for company. Come on, J-Joe, says Pat. J-Joe, Pat's pulling for you, my brother. Pat's pulling for you. He's seen the disappointment that you may have had over the course of the last 2 weeks. There's an element of sympathy there, Pat. I like that about you. Here we go then. Can the McLaren of Atmos fight off the AlphaTauri and the Mercedes on this lap? Or will Com and Jolster maintain contact enough so that when we get onto that start-finish line, the DRS enables them to make that pass? Quite a few tussles happening throughout the field. So P14 down. And P6 down. And then obviously that tussle for P3. Excuse me. Oh, it's JB. What's happened with JB? Is it he had a mistake? JB is not on the track, sir. Don't come out yet, JB. Right, now you can come out. Yes, that is a big error from JB. That's going to cost him. He's got 3 seconds to his name, and he's going to have tyres hotter than the surface of the sun. We don't have a safety car at the moment, but that is a virtual safety car by the look of it. Into the pits. Into the pits comes Kermit. MB Jacobson, Fake Mano. So Fake Mano's going to have to double stack. Is that a mistake by the Red Bull? On go the hard tyres. 3 medium tyre runners stay out. J-Joe, Atmos and Com45. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runners come in for hard tyres to take those tyres to the end. Not a full safety car, it's only a virtual. So we'll only lose about 11, 12 seconds under virtual safety car. Race control, we are green, we are green. Mattia Binotto made a bad call on JB. You're not wrong, my friend. Okay then, so as it stands, our net leader looks like it's going to be Kermit Attacks. This is Fake Mano. Kermit Attacks in the first of our Red Bulls, currently sat in P4. Nobody else has, or have they pitted? They may have pitted, but they're not taking those medium tyres to the end. And if they do, they'll be screaming Blue Murder and rolling around on tyres like hexagons towards the end of the race. AK closely followed by Semtex then. Lap 12 of 35. It's Aston Martin versus Alpine. JB catches another 3 seconds. Disappointing for him in that Ferrari. Gibbsy dives into the pits to try and get rid of those medium tyres. Sticks the hards on. Maybe a lap or two too late. Might have made that decision under the virtual safety car, but maybe he was already via past the pit lane. That might be JB again round. JB or was it Maud? It was Maud round. Maud was round. Here we go then. Semtex. On the back of AK. It's Alpine versus Aston Martin. I think we probably have to be within 4 tenths on this straight. So he's got a chance. Oh, a little bit too much oversteer though. He's lost a little bit of time. But it looks like AK lost time as well. Here we go then. ERS, DRS. The move is going to get done way before the apex. Great move by Semtex after actually getting a little bit out of shape on that final turn. Up into P5. Landsharky in the Alfa Romeo. He's got Chili Willy and Fake Mano for company on fresher tyres. Don't forget the guys to watch today were Andy, Chili Willy and Fake Mano. I'm not entirely sure Andy is back in. At 100%, Pat. That was a great move by Semtex. This is tight now for P8. Between Landsharky, Chili Willy and Fake Mano. If this gap stays the same throughout Sector 3, we might see ourselves a little bit of action going into Turn 1. So we'll stick on board with these guys. It's Fake Mano very close to the back of Chili Willy there. Like Chili Willy might have made a small mistake. Here we go then. Down the main straightaway. DRS wide open, no doubt, for the Williams and the Red Bull. The Williams switches to the outside. Can the Williams and Chili Willy go around the outside? All the way around the outside? No. Landsharky maintains the position just about. Going down to turn 2. Inside goes Chili Willy. What a move! But the switchback. Can Landsharky get it back? No, he can't. Chili Willy maintains P7. All the while, Fake Mano looking to lurk and take advantage of any mistake made by the two drivers in front of him. What a move by Chili Willy. Through the chicane they go then. Can Landsharky get close enough to repay the favour? Yellow flag in Sector 1. It's Gibbsy who's gone round at Turn 1. Can Landsharky stay close enough then to repay the favour down the long home straight? As Com45 dips into the pits. Kermit Attacks takes up the lead of the race. He's in P1. Into the pits goes Landsharky. Surprising 13 lap hold hard tyres. Surprising that he's coming now. Thought he might have stayed out a few more laps, especially seeing as he was in contention for P4 at the time. P5. Right, our new running order then is... It's Kermit Attacks in the Red Bull. Out in front with J-Joe in the Aston Martin. In P2, 3 seconds back. 5.9 seconds back is Semtex. We must have had ourselves a little virtual safety car there that I'd managed to miss. What a lunge! And his internet went, oh, no way, man. That is sad, man. Championship leader's internet's gone, ladies and gentlemen. At least it gives everybody else an opportunity to actually take part in the race and get some points tonight. So it's Kermit Attacks P1, J-Joe P2, Semtex in the Alpine P3, the Haas of MP Jacobson in P4 with Chili Willy. And it's JB. JB's finished himself off in the pits, so to speak. Chili Willy in P5 with Fake Mano in P6, not too far behind, only 6'10". We then got 3.8 second gap to Com45 in the AlphaTauri with Ketchen keeping him company. He's in the Haas. Not too far out of DRS contention is Atmos in the McLaren. Jordan similar in the Mercedes, 1.1 second behind with AK now 6.8 seconds off the back of him. He's obviously had a pit stop though. He's come in and got himself some fresh hard tyres on. Landsharky's gone for the fresh mediums. Can he take those fresh mediums to the end? 19 laps. If anything to go by from what we've said, what we've seen in Tier 3, those medium tyres will do that distance. They may well be screaming blue murder at the end of the race, but they will be there. J-Joe has closed the gap, by the way. While we've been speaking, Moot Irons takes Maud takes P13 from Moot Irons. J-Joe has got in DRS range. What is this going to look like then? Let's stay right here on board, in fact, with J-Joe then, as we come through into Sector 3. Sector 3, as I said earlier on, is pretty straightforward. You've got a right, then you've got the penultimate left, then you've got the right-hand turn, which is the final corner. Only 14 turns on this track, don't forget. The majority of them, I feel, are in Sector 2. Not a great day at the office for Ferrari. Absolutely not. It's not been a wonderful day for Red Bull, but these guys are going to hopefully make that turn out better. Seems to getting trashed to care, says Yellow. Good man, Yellow. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I don't know who that fastest lap was, but it wasn't me. Sector 1 yellow flag again. We've got... Looks like it's don't blink round. Don't blink has gone round in Sector 1. J-Joe then. Really important for J-Joe, really, I guess, to fight back after the first 2 weeks he's had, where he's been the fastest car over 1 lap in qualification. He's done it again tonight. Concentration is key for this guy, I feel. Definitely prone to a mistake, but it's time to prove the doubters wrong. We know the guy's got pace. He had pace in Tier 2 last year as well, when he was fighting against Marcus Libbs and Brainerd Axe. He's got plenty of ERS. He's got DRS. Here we go then. Here we go. Let's have a look for the rear wing of that Red Bull. Oh, just about manages to maintain P1, does Kermit. Good work from him. Semtex is the cork in the bottle at the moment, by the way. Semtex is the cork in the bottle. 8.8 seconds off the back of J-Joe. He's got MB Jacobson, Chili Willy, Fake Man Off for company. As it has been for quite a while. And yet, Pat, he looked like he had it, but Kermit just a tiny little bit later on the brakes, I feel. Ketchin eventually pits down in P16 now. He's come out of the pits. He's fallen in behind Andy. Obviously, Andy's being DC'd. He'll probably catch him. So, it's Kermit Attacks, J-Joe, Semtex 473, MB Jacobson, Chili Willy 006, Fake Mano, Com45, Jordster, Atmos 06, Landsharky 77. It's AK, Moot Irons, Don't Blink 5900, Maud CS, Andy, Ketchin 91, City Bar, and Gibbsy. The 2 DNFs so far are JBT07 and Echo CFC. As we see this long DRS train behind Semtex down to turn 1. A little bit of fighting here between Chili Willy, Fake Mano. MB Jacobson loses 2 positions there. Has he had himself a moment? He might have had himself a little bit of a moment there because he's lost 2 positions. Here we go. There's still J-Joe on the back of Semtex. That gap now, 9.5 seconds. This really is the shootout for P1 in Tier 2 tonight then. On lap 19 of 35. It's Kermit Attacks in the Red Bull out in front by half a second from J-Joe. 8-lap-old hard tyres for Kermit. 5-lap-old hard tyres for J-Joe. So there's not a great deal in it. As we get towards the end of the race though, that's where this might become interesting. Now, are we going to see that car, the green machine, close up? Not really. Not really. Semtex dips into the pits. Then he's had enough of those hard tyres. Going to throw himself some mediums on, no doubt. He's going to put him in a bit of a bad spot because he's going to get overtaken by quite a few cars. Is Semtex. Gap up to 8/10 now for Kermit. Feel like he's driving well in that Red Bull. Chili Willy's still with Fake Man off for company. Fake Man up into P4 now. That must be because Semtex dived into the pits. So it's Williams, Red Bull, Haas, Alpha Tauri, Mercedes. Fake Mano so close now. I think we might be seeing... I've just realised that that Alpine is Gibbsy. That's a lapped Gibbsy. Here we go, then. Can Fake Mano half a second? That feels like it's a tenth too much. And he's got no ERS. Is he going to be able to make a move down into turn 1? Feels like he's about a tenth too far back. We were right. Not enough ERS to make a move here either. I feel the DRS, the second DRS section... The second DRS section... Oh my god. That place where your wing opens, the second one, I don't feel it's powerful enough. Or long enough to get much of an impact. It just kind of keeps you in contention, doesn't it? Don't Blink goes down to 13th then. Loses out a place to Irons. I say Irons has lost a place. Irons is going to fight back up the hill. Oh, contact! And Moo Irons! The contact sends Moo Irons out into the wilderness. And he loses time. He should have backed out there. I think that was on Moo Irons. He was not the lead car. Don't Blink was the lead car. There was too much movement there from Moo Irons. Absolutely. Don't Blink had the right of passage, I believe. Let me know if you think I'm right or wrong in chat. But that's how it looked to me. Semtex is up in front of them then. 1.7 seconds. Yellow Flies in sector 2. Got him. We've got Maud. Maud's gone round. Those tyres are too old, my friend. Get yourself into the pits. Get yourself some mediums on. Fake Mano. Fake Mano. Fake Mano and Chili Willy going around turn 2 and 3. Fake Mano does indeed get out in front. We've got a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. I'm trying to see on track who stopped. Is it because Maud's lost a wing? Maud's lost a wing. It's a virtual safety car. Now then, opportunity. Opportunity knocks. Anybody who's not yet made a decision to pit. So Andy, even though you're not here, opportunity for you to pit. City of R dives into the pits. It is not a full safety car. Hey Pat, he's still up there, mate. He's still up there. He's actually just... Has he just overtaken under virtual safety car? We've gone green again. But that was very dubious. Surely. Here we go then, side by side. Going down up into turn 2. Kermit Attacks has to cede the position. So J-Joe does indeed take the lead of the race on lap 23 of 35. Place where your wing moves. Yes, indeed. Come on then, Kermit. Stay with him. So J-Joe out in P1. Kermit Attacks in P2. 6 tenths behind. We've got then a 12-second gap to Fake Mano. Fake Mano was very much held up by Semtex before Semtex pitted up, as was Chili Willy. Fake Mano's got Chili Willy for company, though. 5-second penalty, ignoring the blue flag for Gibbsy. That's very unfortunate for Gibbsy. Very unfortunate for him. Kermit is out of DRS range as well. Yellow flag. It's Maud round again. Maud's DNF'd. Do we have ourselves a safety car? There's no safety car. It's just a yellow flag in sectors 2 and 3. Now we've got ourselves a safety car. Now it's a safety car. Lap 24 of 35. The DNF from Maud brings out the safety car. What are we going to see from our top 8 runners who are all on the hard tyre? We've got 11 laps to go. 11 laps to go in this Tier 2 Moose Racing League Hungarian Grand Prix. We can see cars diving into the pits. It's Jordster, Landsharky, Don't Blink, Moo Irons and Gibbsy all jumped into the pits. What's the strategy from here on in, Jeff? Who knows? Maybe we're about to find out. Let's keep our eye on Jejo then. Is he gonna fake himself into the pits? He's very slow. Have to make sure we keep hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Commentating is a tough gig, believe it or not. The shouting, cheering, and sometimes the jeering can make you have quite a dry throat. So, lap 24 of 35. Jeju out in front. He does dive into the pits. He's gone in. He's gone in. Kermit goes in. He follows. We've then got a 12.8 second gap to Fake Mano. No mistakes in the pits, please, gentlemen. So our top 5 runners are all in the pits. Is Fake Mano going to lose a position there because of the double stack? I think he might have lost out to MB Jacobson. Nope, he's through. So P4. So Com45 has stayed out. So at present, it's Jejo out in front. Kermit attacking P2, both on fresh mediums. Com45 in the AlphaTauri stayed out on lap 25 with 10 lap old hard tyres. Atmos has stayed out. AK stayed out. Fake Mano dapped for the new medium tyre. Has to be mediums. Rich, 100%, mate. 100%. It's definitely not soft range, no. Well, I think we probably need another 2 or 3 laps. Definitely 2, probably 3 for soft range. So all the drivers have made what I think is the right call. Andy's poor disconnected car still hasn't got into the pits, and he's on 24 lap old hard tyres. Yeah, you have to stay hydrated, Pat. 100%. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to drinking on stream. Just don't drink and drive, folks. Wow. Well then. What can I say? What can I say? It's been a pretty damn good race so far. First safety car we've had a couple of virtual safety cars. But the first safety car we've had 4 DNFs. And I don't think any of those... Oh, we had Maud who crashed out. I think the other 3 guys just called it a day in the pits. We're going to have 1 more lap. As long as City of R can catch up to the back. I don't know what happened to City of R. City of R was running quite well. And after all the pit stops, he didn't pit. And he's all the way at the back in P16. You'll spill your beer. Absolutely, Ducati. Do not drink and drive. You're liable to spill it. Mark Vakar needed that safety car. I was on minus 0.8 fuel. Mark, which is your car, mate? Who are you? One of the confusing things about us moving to YouTube is none of the bloody names match. Trying to figure out who's who is an absolute shocker. You're Com45. Change your YouTube name, Mark. Or just change your MRL name. Either or. So Com45, a.k.a. Mark Vakar, saved him as the safety car. We did see in the Tier 4 race, 3 drivers ran out of fuel on the last lap. Communist Mark, says Kayla. Speaking of drivers who run out of fuel on the last lap of the Tier 4 race. How you doing, Kayla? We all right? Safety car is coming in this lap. We are moments away from going green on lap 26, soon to be lap 27 of the Tier 2 race around the Hungarian circuit. The Hungaroring, I believe it's called. I might have got that wrong. My pronunciation is never 100%. But we're definitely in Hungary. Maybe we're near Budapest. Maybe. Maybe not. Right then. We are going to be on board with Kermit Attacks. There's a little bit of a gap, actually, back to Com 45. Is he going to close that gap up? He's not, you know. There goes J-Joe then. Away we go. And Com 45 has caught Kermit napping, perhaps. Ooh, I thought we were going to have a little bit of contact down into turn 1 between Kermit and J-Joe. We do have a car off. It's Chilly Willy gone all the way back from P3. P4. All the way back to the back of the team. Back of the team. Back of the grid. Back of the standings. Oh! Big mistake from Kermit. He's come back on track. Just about managed to come back on track in a safe manner. He's got Chilly Willy for company. Com 45 for company. Speaking of Chilly Willy, 3 seconds. But J-Joe is now checked out. He's 1.3 seconds down the road. Com 45 is following Kermit Attacks with Atmos 0.6 behind. Great traction there from Kermit, though. Means that he has just pulled out a few tenths on Com. He can now concentrate more in front of him on J-Joe. Stop. Sorry, Kayla. Mate, I stopped. I didn't mean to stop, but I stopped. Yes, a 1.3 second gap from Kermit back to Com. That is outstanding from Kermit after that big mistake he had on the first lap after the safety car restart. We do have a little bit of fake Mano action, though. Fake Mano goes up into P4. He might have lost P4, then reclaimed it back off Atmos. Looking like a very good day for Red Bull so far on lap 28 of 35 here in Hungary. 2 second gap now for 2 second gap now for J-Joe over Kermit Attacks. Yeah, Kayla, I can imagine, mate. I can imagine. I had loads spare, mate. I mean, I loaded it with 36 and I finished the race with 35.5. We have got we've got an Atmos and a Ketchen moment a little bit further on down the field, I feel. Yeah, it's definitely Atmos. Atmos has been collected. And he's, I believe, collected Andy. No, Andy's AI just stopped. So this is where the racing is right now then. For the podium, it's Fake Man all over the back of Com 45. He's made a move to the outside. He's got DRS. He's pumping his ERS as well. He's made the move. He's made it stick as we go into turn 1. Lansharky on AK also. Now then, can Fake Mano make it a double Red Bull podium? Can Kermit Attacks attack J-Joe? Atmos has retired in the pits. We've got Semtex and Ketchen also in the pits at the moment. So that's one McLaren, one Alpine, both Ferraris, and an Alfa Romeo so far out of this race. Pole time here, Rich, was a 15.7 by J-Joe. Well, so far, Pat, it's looking good. J-Joe is 3.2 seconds, 3.3 seconds now. He's pulled that gap in a little over 2.5 laps. Yeah, Seb, that's quick, man. God knows what tier 1's going to be tonight. Maybe we'll see the low 15s. Chilly Willy takes a position from City Yard, but Chilly Willy does indeed have that 3-second penalty. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. We haven't done that yet tonight. Position changes. Right, okay, so we've got a couple of contenders for driver of the day in Com 45 and AK so far. 10 positions down is Andy, that AI. Quite much of a muchness for the rest of the grid, to be fair. Not a huge amount of changes. Only 1 down for Georgia. 6 down for City of R. 3 down for Semtex. 4 down for Don't Blink. 2 down for Jacobson. But the AK and Com show being both 11 and 12 up, respectively, is where it's at. Calls have been quick all day, says Pogs. M1 Nico says he's done a low 15. Tell me how low, Nico. These are the things that I need to know. These are the things that I need to know. I need to be kept in the loop. Being kept in the loop is one of my prime... It's my love language. Don't tell my missus that. Whatever you do. That would be catastrophic. Nearly as catastrophic as my exit from the Tier 4 race. That was catastrophic. Right then, it's J-Joe out in front. Lap 31 and 35, followed by Kermit Attacks. Fake Mano. It's Lance Sharkey, who's overtaken Com45, who's gone out into the dirt in Sector 2. An absolute catastrophic moment for Com45. Lance Sharkey then in P4. We then beat Jacobs in the house P5. Closely followed by Don't Blink in the McLaren. It's then AK, who's also in close contention in the Aston Martin with the Williams of Moo Irons, who's had a good drive today. Up 6 positions. Get very close to the back. Moo Irons in P8. Chili Williams, the second of our Williams in P9. 2 points positions possibly for the Williams, however, penalties will hamper Chili William. That George then in P10 with City of R P11. Com45 P12 way off the pace. 10 seconds back after that, and he's going to have to dive into the pits. The AI of Andy, bless him. Semtex in P14, P15. Catch it. So J-Joe now. 32 is the lap number. 4.4 seconds. Com45 pulls into the pits and retires. We now have 14 drivers in this race. That she definitely doesn't know. I can assure you. She ain't watching tonight. And if you are, sweetheart, God, I love you. Can't wait to see you. Whenever that is. Anyway. 15.5, says Rich. That's the best he's done. Right, anyway. Don't distract me with talks of women. My woman. J-Joe, 4.8 seconds out in front. Starting lap 33 is Kermit Attacks in P2. The podium, dare I say, the podium looks solid. Only Land Sharky and any errors from our top 3 drivers can potentially change that. Don't Blink has had a great recovery drive, by the way. He's back up into P6. He's challenging MB Jacobson as we get down into turn 3. Land Sharky is within DRS range of Fake Mano. I miss Alan Toast too, Ducati. I do. I miss him. Andy CPU, good evening. Hope you're doing well, mate. Are you Andy? Well, I know you're Andy, but listen, bear with me. Are you the Andy? Are you championship leader, Andy? I need people's names to be the same, you know? That helps me as a commentator. I don't see Lewis Hamilton driving with a car that's got the word Dave above it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, that's bad, Andy. That's bad. Well, lucky, mate. That is incredibly unlucky. I did look for you to invite you back. Right then, MB Jacobson has got Don't Blink for company, and this could be spicy heading into turn 1. Here we go then. He's going to dip to the outside. Can he go around the outside? MB Jacobson looks like he's had a good defensive line, though. He's going to have DRS. Oh, this means that Don't Blink's going to have inside line down to the next turn. Does get the move done. It's always good not to take the inside line down into turn 1 if you're challenging, because you do relinquish the position when you get to turns 2 and 3. So 3 goes don't blink. Land Sharky then challenging for that podium position. This is the final podium position. He's going to be pushing like crazy. 29% ERS versus 11. It's the Alfa Romeo versus the Red Bull. Lap 34 of 35. The penultimate lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's MRL. Moose Racing League. It's Sunday. This is the place to be. And you're in for a heated last couple of laps with these two guys as they fight to stand on the third step of the podium. Andy CPU, I know, mate. My name's Andy too. Andy's never available anywhere. That's why I'm Andy Rage Quit. I didn't rage quit tonight. I raged when I got quitted out. But that's different. 8/10 then. Georgester and AK trade positions further on down the field in the middle pack? Midfield? Mid-pack? Midfield? 8/10. The gap's too big right now. There isn't enough DRS. Once you get into this final lap, there is not enough DRS. You need to be bold and make a move somewhere else if you're going to try and make a position up on this final lap now. Looks like he's going to be too far back. J-Jo then in Sector 3 though. Here he comes. And he's been disqualified from the session. Good Lord. J-Jo comes round the final corner then in the Aston Martin. Mr. Saturday becomes Mr. Sunday. It's a win for J-Jo in the Aston Martin at the Hungarian Grand Prix in Tier 2 MRL. Closely followed by Kermit Attacks, who claims second position with Fake Mano, making it a 2-3. 2 podium positions for the Red Bull team tonight. Land Sharky in P4. Don't blink. Great recovery drive from him in P5 in the McLaren. MB Jacobson P6. Iron Boogs. Damn you, Iron Boogs, with that name change. Moo Irons in P7. AK in P8 in the Aston Martin with Chilwell in the Williams P9. George to P10. City of R in the AlphaTauri P11. Ketchum P12. And Semtex is going to cross the line. Well, actually, let's, should we check out? Well, we won't check in with those guys, they're through. GG's. GG's. G blinking G's. I'm not being funny, guys, but that race had everything. Apart from an Andy. Andy, bro. Get that internet connected, brother. Here we go then. Mr. Saturday becomes Mr. Sunday. It's J-Jo on the top step of the podium. In first place, the winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix in MRL. That's Moose Racing League Tier 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to get involved with Moose Racing League, you will find the links in the description of this video to our Discord and our social media. Feel free to jump in and get it on. Red Bull double podium. Team Principal is a happy boy after seeing some discrepancies in Tier 4. We won't talk about those. So, J-Jo, Kermit, and Fake Mano, I'd like to invite you into the booth, one by one, of course. So we'll take Fake Mano first. Hopefully. Fake Mano, here we go. I want to be able to drag you into my booth. Why can't I move you into my booth, man? Mr. Mano.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, Absolutely, yes. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, well, before I say how I'm doing, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Toby for letting me race today. And yeah, I'm feeling great with that result, considering all the things I had to come across to get it.
Excellent news. Bear with me. I've just got to make a couple of changes to the interview screen. Shut that off. There we go. Right. Imagine having my own camera there. That's incredible. Bear with me. Have you got your camera on, mate?
No, I won't use it today.
You won't use it today? Okay, that's no problem. We'll get your... we'll get the right setting in. For the first time I've done that particular setting. There we go. Okay, right then. So, yeah, what a race today. What a race. Thank you so much for filling in for Red Bull. As a Red Bull driver myself, I appreciate it. Because I didn't get any points today, so I needed somebody to fill in. Talk to me about your strategy for the race and your overall experience of Hungary, both before and today.
I mean, honestly, the strategy was really bruised up today, especially with the virtual safety cars. First of all, the first one came in lap 10. I saw Kemet and everybody else pit, so I just did the same, especially in B. Jacobson, who I was battling for P3 at the moment.
Yeah.
But the double stack cost me a bit of temps.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I mentioned that in commentary that the double stack might have cost you a little bit. It dropped you a couple of places down where you would have expected to come back out again.
Yep, that's true. The same happened during the full safety car when we pit on mediums. I had similar issues with the double stack, because of which then I had problems with Com and the three other lads who stayed out on hards. So yeah, I had a bit of a squabble to get back up to P3.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, I did not expect myself to finish this high. My pace was shockingly bad in the past few days, and I really thought I would finish outside the points even. So yeah, that's a nice surprise.
Oh really? Okay. Okay. So I saw you were quite bullish in the chat beforehand because you were asking about how to get an interview. That told me that you felt like you knew you were going to get a podium. So congratulations. Next week we have, if I can get the screen right. Next week you've got Miami. How do you feel about Miami?
It's one of my stronger tracks. I believe I have pretty good and consistent pace there. It will definitely be a better showing than the Carnage, which was in Hungary. And yeah, I'm excited for it.
Excellent. Well, good luck to you, mate. Thank you very much. You take care. Congratulations on your podium. And thank you very much for the points for Red Bull. Right, okay. Who we got next up then? We have got J-Joe. So J-Joe. I don't know how to move somebody. So we got J-Joe. So let's get J-Joe in. J-Joe.
Hello.
Can you hear me, sir? Why is that made? Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me, because I've got my own picture on here again. Are you putting your camera on, sir?
No.
No?
No.
Outrageous. Outrageous. No worries. Well, we'll just keep it for my camera then for the time being. Congratulations, J-Joe. I know you've taken a little bit of banter for the last couple of weeks. Been called Mr. Saturday after 2 fantastic qualifying sessions at both Singapore and Kota. And, of course, you nailed a qualification session tonight with a 15.7, outstanding time. Congratulations, because you've kicked that Mr. Saturday tag down the road. You fought hard with Kermit. Once you got in front of him, you checked out.
Yeah, I knew my pace was good, and just like practicing for the race.
Yeah.
As I'm good friends with Kermit, I was in a party with him, and we both just knew to keep it clean with each other, which didn't happen last week. But yeah, we both like gave each other space, and as soon as I was passed, he just didn't try to fight it overly too much.
Yeah, and I guess it wasn't a particularly smooth race in terms of strategy because there were a couple of virtuals and a safety car. So how did that change anything for you? Did it change your mentality, or did you just stick to your guns?
The first virtual safety car really messed up my strategy. It came out at the worst timing to the point that I couldn't pit. So I just had to stick it out and hope that my pace was good enough to get me the win on its own.
Yeah, yeah, and it as it proved. I mean, I think your pace tonight was outstanding. Once you'd got past Kermit, you put 3 seconds between yourself and him within 2.5 laps. You know, so it's clear.
Yeah.
Can I just ask what your wings were at tonight?
48-44.
48-44. See, if only I'd managed to get mine were at 49-43, I think, or 44. However, I crashed out in my race on lap 1, so I never really got to test the wings.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Miami?
Not one of my better tracks. I
Okay.
don't know. I might practice it to try to keep my 100% pole streak.
Well, I think you've got to. I think you've got to. There are 10 races. You've done 30% of the season on pole. So you've got to try. You've got to try and keep the streak alive. Got to keep the streak alive.
That's my plan.
Yeah. So Andy had won the first 2 races. He disconnected. His internet went, and he couldn't get back on. So he finished in P. I don't know, 13, 14. So he's pointless tonight. I'm not suggesting it's a good thing that Andy didn't get to race, but the championship's alive.
Yes, for sure.
Championship's alive, and we move on to Miami.
Hopes. Yes. I still have big hopes for the championship. Good.
I think the Tier 2 championship last year was fantastic. Obviously, last year, Marcus and Braden X dominated in the Red Bulls. However, I feel this year we've got a much better mix of skill levels in terms of drivers. There's a really good mix in terms of pace and consistency among the drivers. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week at Miami. So good luck to you and well done this week.
Thank you.
My pleasure, sir. You take care.
Thank you, you too.
Well, what can I say? What a cracking race. Boogs, my absolute pleasure, sir. Congratulations to you. I think you had a good drive today, mate. You seem to be in and amongst it for the whole race. Hey, Jack, how you doing, buddy? I'm really good, thank you, mate. I'm really good. Boogs, honestly, doing commentary, I should quit driving and just do commentary, because I much prefer the commentary to the driving. I can't crash the commentary. Do you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much to you. That was Tier 2. What a race. It was Hungary. It's Moose Racing League. Click the descriptions down below. If we've got a moderator, Pat, if you're still here, mate, if we can get the link for the tier 1 race, because we can't do raids. If we can get the link for the tier 1 race into the chat. Is it on that side? On that side, isn't it? Down a bit. That side, down a bit. If we can get the link for the tier 1 race, our boy Punju, our media director, is going to be commentating on the tier 1 race in a little over 5 minutes. I think it's going to be... we had a 15-7 poll. I've had predictions in my ear. Somebody's telling me trackside. Or wrong here. Somebody's telling me trackside, see. Trackside. That we're going to see a 15-1, 15-2 tonight. Hungary tier 1. Somebody's telling me that. I don't know who it was. Crash that comes until your power goes out. Don't say things like that. Boogs. Mate, come on. Listen, everybody, I'm going to do the stream ending piece. Feel free to stick around for the music because I love the music and I love the video. I'm going to see you later. Take care. Catch you next week. I'm Andy Ragequit. This is MRL, Moose Racing League. It's Sunday. Go get some tier 1 action. It's coming on fast. Fast, I tell you.